There are so many gels on the sport nutrition market that knowing where to start can be a little bit daunting if you're considering trying a new one. The 13th gel that we're looking at is this Kendal mint cake, and I have the raspberry and mint to taste. We've got 27 grams of carbohydrate in here. It's a fairly moderately sized gel, so fairly weighty. Not a huge amount of carbohydrate, but not the lowest by any shout. In terms of pricing, it's fairly moderatively priced. I picked up 12 of these for £20 or £19.99. So each one of these is £1.66. So I've given this £2 signs on my pricing system. Let's have a look at what the flavor profile is saying. Here we go. Okay, so it's very wet. It really comes in and floods straight around your mouth. You get mint is the initial hit, and then there's kind of like a lingering sweetness that grows, and then it really keeps growing and the sweetness just builds and builds. It's not a particularly natural raspberry taste, but after the raspberry taste has come and gone, you're just left with mint. So actually now the sweetness has completely dropped off. It's come and gone fairly quick and kind of feels a little bit like I've just brushed my teeth, which is very bizarre, because I've obviously just had a load of sugar. So that's a strange feeling. In terms of the texture, let me show you. So as I squeeze it out here, you can really see it just floods, kind of almost pours, it's so wet. So I'm giving that an 8 out of 10 on the wetness and only a 3 out of 10 for sticky, and it's not very gloopy at all, so that's a 0. Let me show you what the sweetness profile looks like for the last time on our graph. So the Kendal mint cake, raspberry and mint gel, I'm giving an 8 for its peak sweetness, so it was pretty sweet, but it was bizarre because it sort of comes in and floods and doesn't really hit until quite late. So it kind of comes and builds and builds and builds and builds. And it kind of comes like this, and then it drops off quite quickly after. So it's quite a slow build, but it is very sweet. The flavor profile then comes and goes and you're just left with that mint taste. I'm giving the Kendal mint cake a 2.5 out of 5. I did quite like the mint element. So if you're doing a long ultra and you're just bored of sweet or fruity gels, you've at least got something different coming in then. But the raspberry element I didn't find particularly enjoyable. And little things like the fact that they're calling out there's B vitamins in it. Why have you put B vitamins in it? It's a gel, you're not taking it because you want to get B vitamins. So it's literally just something so that you can do some marketing on the front of the pack. I didn't really like how sweet it was and how it just continued to build. It was a little bit too much for me. So a 2.5. I hope you've gained some value from these videos, be it getting a bit of an insight as to what the flavor might be like, or even just seeing the textures, because you might know that you prefer wetter or stickier or more solid type of gels. So you might be able to make a slightly more informed choice now. If you've watched these out of order, feel free to flick back through and target a gel to find out a little bit more about it. As well, if your favorite gel or a gel that you want to try isn't on this list, then please pop it in the comments, as I might be able to make another video going through new options to help you out. If you've enjoyed this content, then please, I would recommend subscribing to my channel. I put out a lot more sport nutrition content designed for runners and triathletes and those interested in sport.